and welcome into Cullman today. I'm Debbie Wood, and our very special guest today, not only is she a dear, sweet friend that I don't get to see very often, but she's just so wonderful. And I've got to say this, she was my typing. A lot of people don't know what typing is. Typing teacher.
That dates me, Debbie.
It does me too, many years ago.
But what a wonderful skill you have.
Oh, listen, I can still do it, and it's something that you were so good at and taught us. It was just a comfortable thing, but I know all these kids
Time has moved on, hasn't
Time
it?
has moved on, that's right. We had the old-timey typewriters. We also had the Selectric, I think is what it was called, that would automatically do the carriage. Do you remember that?
That was a treat if you got to type on the electric
typewriter. It was,
typewriter
wasn't it?
Instead of just the manual typewriter.
I know, and I think something else too that you taught was shorthand. Is that correct?
Shorthand, yes.
I never was good at that. It was too fast.
I still use it today.
Do you really? Isn't that interesting? Well, it's so good to see you. How many years teaching?
Oh, I survived 30 years, loved every part of my teaching career. But it was time to give it to the younger folks.
That just doesn't seem possible, 30 years. Well, we're just so glad to see you today, and you are so involved in Relay for Life and have been for many years. Let's share with our audience today a little bit about you and a little bit of your past.
I would be happy to. I was acquainted with Relay for Life because the teacher sorority that I'm a part of, Beta Delta, had been working with the activities, and so I was a little familiar with it. But it really became an important part of my life after I went through my bout with cancer, and that was, I will be celebrating my 20th year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Being a survivor this year, and God has blessed me in every way.
Well, bless you, that is wonderful.
So after I recovered enough from my own experience with cancer, and I am a survivor of colon cancer.
Okay.
And so once I survived and was able to gain enough strength, then I have worked much more with the details, and am a part of the committee for Relay for Life, and it's such a worthy cause, I think.
It really is. It's just, it has to make you feel good to see the different people that are able to get assistance and to help.
It is such a blessing every year for us to get to see all of these people, and I know that each one of them have their own story to tell.
They do, don't they? It's such a neat thing. If you've never been part of Relay for Life of Cullman County, it's always I call it a big production because cancer has affected so many people in our community.
So many, and just almost every family has someone that's been touched.
They really do, don't they? This year it'll be held on Friday, May the 6th at the Cullman County Fairgrounds from 6 p.m. until midnight. There were years in the past where we would stay all night long. I remember sitting in the lawn chairs and be freezing to death about daylight and wet and cold. But
we've just had all kinds of weather. Sometimes we've had to duck for cover. You know, we've had stormy weather, and sometimes it just rains and rains and rains. But then other times we've had really good weather, and we're hoping for good weather this year. So,
well, let's talk a little bit about the different teams that you have. You always have lots of teams, and I know it's not too late.
Oh, it is not too late. You can go to our website, and it's on our poster here, but I can't tell you what it is just from memory, but we can read it out before we're through with our interview.
Okay.
And just register, and we just encourage anybody that's interested in being a part to feel like it's not too late to go ahead and get a team together, and people do it in different ways. Some people just do like a letter campaign and raise money that way, and other people have their fundraisers and their bake sales and
car washes and yard sales,
and some people even have like fishing tournaments or golf tournaments or that kind of thing.
Right.
So just any way that you want to do it, we welcome people to be a part of it.
To be a part of it. And you know, there's going to be so many different components of the relay this year. I know sometime in the end of the summer, It won't happen, I don't think, before the relay, but you're going to bring back Life Inspiration Awards.
Yes, Life Inspirations
love that.
Is a wonderful program that recognizes people that have been an encouragement to others as
Yes.
they've gone through their own process of surviving cancer.
All right.
And caregivers are such a part of it. Now, we want to encourage everyone that is a survivor to come to our breakfast. The
Yes.
breakfast will be on Wednesday morning, March the 4th.
Okay.
And the breakfast is for survivors and their caregivers. And we will be at the Church of Christ in Cullman, there on Child Haven Road.
Okay.
And it's at 7 a.m.
Okay, on the
And,
4th, which is on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
May the
And we
4th.
do it early so
Okay.
people can eat and then go on to work if you are
Or school,
still
if they have
working,
to go
or
to
to
school.
school.
Okay.
And so we really hope people will remember that and come join us. And then the night of relay, which is the 6th on Friday, we will have a meal for the survivors,
Okay.
and that will be at 5 p.m. And so if you are a survivor, we invite you and a caregiver to come and join us for a meal just as part of our celebration as we recognize everybody the night of relay.
That's
So,
wonderful. That's just so many different activities. And I know if you've never been, and they still do the Survivors Walk, if you've
We
never
do.
been and been part of the Survivors Walk, if you don't cry when you walk, when you start walking, you'll be crying before you get to the end of it.
it's always an emotional time,
It
and we
is,
just
isn't it?
enjoy those that are able to take part
Mhm.
in that and just celebrate that we have been blessed with the ability to do that.
To do that, there's been so many people in the past that it'd be difficult for them to walk, but they were
Right.
out there walking.
Right.
And it just really, really, really touches your heart. So,
And in connection with that, Debbie, the Luminaria services, where you can purchase a luminaria. It's a candle that they put in a bag with the name of the person on it,
right?
and you can purchase them for survivors, for caregivers, in
Okay.
honor of people, in memory of people.
Wonderful.
And we just have a solemn, reverent time when they have the little service for the
The lighting of
luminaria.
those. It's a wonderful thing too.
Now, I said
So-
caregivers, I'm not sure we do the candles for those. I think the
Okay.
candles are just for the survivors, or
survivors.
in memory.
or in memory. Okay, and it's a wonderful program. Let's talk very quickly, and I can hand this to you if we need to, but we want to talk about where our money goes.
Right.
80%.
Oh, yes.
Over 80%. And you know, so many people will say, oh, well, it doesn't come back to our community, but it really does
Well,
because the research.
yes, a lot of people are interested in that, and we understand.
Right.
My thought on that, and the statistics do support this,
Right.
is that the research that's done, that's what the money that we are collecting, we are trying to seek a cure.
Yes.
And that's the theme for this year, a cure for all seasons.
Mhm.
And I know there's been so much progress. Where would I be if somebody had not been in the lab somewhere trying to find a cure?
Yes.
And that cost a lot of money. And
Yes, it
that's one of the main uses of the money that we collect.
That we raise, isn't it?
Is
And
to try to find something.
something in a cure.
Some medication, protocol, something that will work. And you know, years ago there was nearly the survivor rate that we have
I know,
today.
I
So
know.
much has been done.
It really has. And to think that they do it right there in Birmingham at UAB, such wonderful
Yes.
researchers.
Yes.
And they're in those rooms, they stay in there all day long. They don't make a lot of money. They are doctors, but they're research physicians. And but that's their life ambition is to do the research.
Yes,
And takes money to do that.
And it's people like me and you everybody out there in the community that's
Yes.
working and putting that little bit in as, and
Right.
some of you may feel, well, I've been touched by that and I would like to donate. So if you would like to contact anyone that you want to find out more information,
Right.
you can go to our website, and
Okay.
it's relayforlife.org/Cullman, Alabama, or you can call our coordinator. She is kind of over our group here in Cullman,
Okay.
Helen Allen, and her number is 256-709-4019.
Wonderful. And Helen would love to talk with you and help you in any way. If you want to put a team together, if you want to be there for the survivors breakfast, or just participate and make a donation that night.
And you
certainly
don't
can
have
do
to
it.
register for this breakfast.
Right.
You just come.
Just come and show up.
Just
Okay.
come. Be a
Well,
part
we're
with
so
us.
glad that you're here today, and we're so glad that you're doing well. It's been 20 years, so
Yes.
thank the Lord
Yes.
that He's healed you and that you're doing so wonderful.
And I would just urge anyone who is going through any kind of symptoms to not put it off. Get it checked. A
Very
lot can
important,
be
isn't it?
done. It's a fearful time when you are having to deal with a diagnosis, but there's so much that they can do, and lots of encouragement from people that you will come into contact with, and it's,
Absolutely.
there's
Absolutely.
hope.
There is hope, isn't there?
There is
Thank
hope.
goodness. Well, so good to see you, Linda, and thank you for being with us. And we're talking about Relay for Life of Cullman County, and this year it will be held on Friday, May the 6th, the Cullman County Fairgrounds from 6 p.m. until midnight, and this is American Cancer Society. And remember, research cures, treatments, and prevention, provides patient support services, providing resources for patients and family, education, advocacy, and a lot more. So Relay for Life 2016. We'll be back with more right after this.